I bought a house in Rockhampton.
Yeah.
The way I thought about it was, I've already got my established base. 90% of my wealth is tied up in these good assets that are going to tick along.
Yeah.
I've kind of run out of borrowing capacity now. I've got a few $100,000 I could go again and have a little bit of fun with this one. The plan for this one was to buy well and then kind of sell
when it's had a good run. So essentially get into the lower purchase price, which is all the capacity that you had at that point in time.
Yeah.
Ideally get into a location that, you can get some really strong short-term growth on.
Yeah.
But in relativity to your overall portfolio, it was still a very small percentage, right? You had $5.5 million of good resi assets in blue chip locations, and then you bought
This one was $280K.
There you go. So like in comparison, it's like 5% of your total total portfolio.
And I could see that. I was joking with my wife when I was researching this area. I said this area it's grown 1% in the last 11 years. Like it's just been flat for a decade. But the plan always was not, unlike the other ones, it's not just to hold it forever. It's just really ride out some growth and then sell it.
So you bought it in 23, 280. What's it worth now?
Put it on the market last week. We've had 2 offers already.
In the fives?
540.
So you've doubled your money. If you actually look at that as a performance base in comparison to the other assets, it's actually performed better as a percentage.
As a percentage, yeah.
The difference is the dollar amount. Making $250,000 is great, but you've made the same amount of money on a higher dollar value asset that you're going to hold forever. But the strategy around it, I think, is really strong, right? You've used it to grow your capital base.
Yeah.
You probably didn't put any of your own money into the deal. It was just equity, wasn't it?
And even that, we only put kind of 60, 70K into this.
So you turn your 60 or 70,000 into a few $100,000, which is very, very good. But that market's had extreme growth in recent times due to all of the buyers agents that are buying there and pumping the marketplace and all the rest of it. So you were the beneficiary of that.
I was, mate. It's done well. But the trick with those kind of locations is they are really cyclical and boom and bust. So you've got to kind of pick when to sell them. And now you can see it's still going up. You can see week on week prices are rising, but at some point they're going to stop, they're going to flatten, and it's going to be tricky to sell that property. 500, 550 for a house in Rockhampton, that's actually getting a little bit unaffordable for locals.
Right.
It's kind of got to the stage now where you could ride it out and potentially get more later, but at some point you've got to make a call and go, now's the time to take the profit, now's the time to get out, sell up, pay the capital gains, get a chunk of cash, and then use that cash
and roll it into something else.